What's up guys, David here. Today we're going to be looking at a phone that's caused quite the stir in the tech community lately, the HTC One M9. As far as looks go, the HTC One M9 is nothing to scoff at. HTC took a departure from the full unibody design of the One M8 and went with a strange case-like design for the M9. My initial thoughts were, what in the world were you thinking? And they still kind of are. But the two-piece design gives the feeling of a sort of security when holding the device, and almost encourages you to keep your phone free of a third-party case, if you're brave enough, that is. That being said, the aluminum construction is awesome, and fits the hand surprisingly well. I think I only have a couple of gripes with the design of this phone. The first being that darn HTC logo. Even after using the device for a while, my fingers naturally go straight to the black bar, thinking that's where the soft buttons would be. I get that you want to brand your device, but come on HTC. That was one of my biggest gripes with the last two iterations of this phone. Get it right for once. The only other problem I have with this phone is the physical button placement. The power button is under the volume rocker. I mean, this is obviously better than last year's I need to have monster-sized hands to actually turn this device on, but I'm constantly finding myself trying to turn up the volume of a locked phone. The only way I could see this being even moderately useful is on something as big as the Nexus 6, and even that uses proper button placement. Speaking to the software side of things, Sense 7's not all that bad. In fact, it's one of my favorite skins to date. Sense 7 feels pretty similar to stock, and actually has some handy features that aren't all that gimmicky. Sense has got a smart app suggestion widget that shows you relevant apps based on your location, which is a lot more handy than I thought it would be. And as much as I want to hate on Blink Feed, I actually found it pretty delightful, similar to how I feel about Google Now every time I accidentally open it. If you don't like it though, you can always remove it, which is by definition much more customizable than most manufacturer skins. The one thing that really makes this phone stand out are the speakers. Wow. I stand by a lot of people's opinions which retain that boom sound is still the best speaker experience available on any smartphone. Whether it be music, movies, or general multimedia, these things really deliver. My main gripe is the lack of low ends, but this is still the best audio experience you're going to get from a smartphone. If you're a music buff who likes sharing new tunes with your friends on the fly, you really can't beat this device. It's pretty common for a manufacturer to do one thing wrong when everything else feels so right. And for HTC, that seems to be the camera. Yikes. The shutter on this device is pretty fast, but the quality just does not meet today's standards at all. I may have been spoiled by the fruits of the Galaxy S6 Edge's camera, but really, this thing is prone to overexposure in almost every situation. And even in a well-balanced and well-lit room, there's just noise everywhere. HTC, I really don't care if you keep the exact same design on your phone next year. Just please, please improve that camera. For a lot of people, the camera is a major selling point, especially in the age of Instagram and Snapchat. And most people just don't want to carry around a separate camera when they always have their phone on them already. If you fix this and only this, not only me, but a lot of other consumers will be way happier. That's not to say that this phone isn't fast. This phone is fast. The Snapdragon 810 in this device doesn't disappoint a bit, and you'll find launching apps and flinging around your home screens to be a breeze. I've very rarely experienced any lag with this thing, and it's faster than my Nexus 6 by a long shot. I haven't experienced any face-melting overheating with the device, although it does get quite warm when charging. Obviously, individual use will vary, and this device will get warmer when running more intensive apps like 3D games, but I wouldn't worry about burning your hands, although you might just need some oven mitts. On a list of things I like about this device, battery is definitely near the top of the list. This thing has absolutely insane standby time. I used it very lightly on and off for 4 days before it needed a charge. 4 days! Now that is crazy. Obviously, if you're a power user or using it pretty often throughout the day, that number is going to be quite a bit lower. But if you really just need this thing to be alive after work, then you won't be disappointed. Unfortunately, this device doesn't have a removable battery, but it does still include expandable storage via microSD, something that seems to be going out of style for a lot of manufacturers. Props to you, HTC. Overall, I kind of like this phone.
HTC seems to have taken a if it ain't broke, don't fix it approach with this device, but they're really going to have to innovate a little bit more if they want to compete with new form factors like the Samsung Galaxy S6 and some other ones. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below, and be sure to subscribe if you're interested in more videos like this. Thanks, I'll catch you in the next one.